and welcome back to Mom, You're Grounded. And we are back for our 10th episode. Milestone! Yes! And I'm Allison, and today's episode is one of those conversations I think you're going to be carrying with you. We have a great guest today, and we are excited to welcome Dr. Graham, who is a physical therapist, healer, and business owner who's all about helping people move better and live stronger. Dr. Graham is an identical twin, and she's the founder of Prime Choice Physical Therapy here in Winston Salem, North Carolina. She's passionate about keeping older adults safe, confident, on their feet, and she even created her own program called Stability, Vitality, Wellness. We'll get all into that today. And all this focuses on fall prevention and long-term independence, which we are all about here on the show. She's also skilled in dry needling and other hands-on techniques that people truly heal, not just patch up the pain. And what's really cool is she runs a fee-for-service practice, which means no insurance company is telling her how to run her business, how to treat and care for patients, which I love that too. She's just real personalized treatment focused on what each person needs. And so we'd love for you to help me welcome the amazing Dr. Graham to Mom, You're Grounded.
Yes, I'm
Thank
so excited. 10th episode, Dr. Graham.
Yes.
Thank you for taking your time to come and talk with us.
I am so honored to be here and for you all to want me to come and talk with you all. I really like this podcast. So I've listened to a few episodes and I'm excited to be a guest.
Awesome. Well, first off, we're gonna go back to being the identical twin.
Okay.
And when I actually saw your shit, I think it was Clemens Community Day. And I was like, oh, she's an identical. All right. So, growing up, did you ever watch that show, Sister?
That was my show.
Absolutely. We both love Sister, Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yeah. It Takes Two.
Yeah,
like,
all of it, the straight to video.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, did you ever, was there a time that you and your sister switched places?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We did it, let's see, and we did it in kindergarten for the first time. That was the first time we really thought, first grade. Kindergarten, we had the same class. First grade, we had different teachers. And so we switched, and at this time, we looked exactly the same. I go back and look at the pictures, I can't tell who was who. And so we switched, and then we just got nervous, because nobody noticed the whole morning. We switched and just went to each other's classrooms, and we sit there the whole morning, and then playtime, we just got a little nervous and just switched back.
And still nobody
noticed.
Yep.
Nobody noticed.
Yeah, I had there was a set of identical twins in my high school, and they had done it, but one was a little bit heavier than the other, and that was the only way to tell them apart. But they tried that, and they did not. They were not successful.
Oh man!
They were not. They actually got in a lot of trouble for doing that. So yeah. When I thought about, I was like, I wonder if she watched Sister.
Oh my goodness!
That's my show.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows, and I definitely watched it.
So give us a little bit about your background. Where'd you go to school? What?
Okay.
How'd you get here?
How did I get here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take you back to North Forsyth High School.
Stop on North Forsyth.
Yes. I graduated, 2008.
Okay, see, I'm a little older than you. I was 03.
Okay.
Yes, but still, Vikings.
Go Vikings. I graduated from North Forsyth, and then I went to Winston Salem State. I got my degree in biology and undergrad and minor in chemistry. And then I went to the physical therapy program there, which is a doctorate of physical therapy program, right after that. And that was 3 years straight through, no breaks, no summer breaks. Remember one time we were in it. We had 1-2 week break around Christmas time, and we just didn't know what to do with ourselves. Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
So much time off. I'm not studying. What do you mean? So it's hardcore, just straight through. So I had about 6 months off between college and then starting PT school. But I say for anybody because I was asking, I found one of the students and I asked, what should I be doing? Is there anything I should be studying before I get there? And she says, no, just enjoy your time. You're in a picture when it comes. And then when I got there, because it started in January, and I said, oh, this is what she means.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to prepare for this. And not, oh, let me just take this extra anatomy course so that I can, no.
It was just nothing. It was a whole new experience.
Hit the ground running.
Yeah, just hit the ground running.
So, did you always know that you wanted to do physical therapy, or did you kind of, when you went to college, kind of get in the medical field, or?
Well, I knew in high school that I wanted to do something regarding healthcare. And so in my high school in North Forsyth, they had, some type of healthcare course where we went, we got our CNA license, and we had different speakers come in talking about different fields and everything. So I knew that I was going in that direction, but then I got injured. I used to do competitive cheerleading.
Okay.
And so hurt my shoulder doing stunts, hyperrotated and subluxed my left shoulder, and then had to go to physical therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was physical therapy or surgery.
Yeah.
And of course you go to the orthopedic surgeon and they say surgery. And so I don't like surgery personally for myself. Like sometimes it's necessary, but I wasn't.
If you can work
if I can avoid it, that's my natural inclination.
Yep.
So I said, I remember I was crying. He said, we can do surgery. And I just started crying. And then I was 16 at the time.
Oh, yeah.
I just started crying. And then my mom was there. She said, is there anything else we can do? So we can try physical therapy first. And I said, yes, let's do it. I want to try physical therapy. And I went to physical therapy. And I was back to being able to do everything and tumbling and everything 12 weeks later.
Wow.
No problem. So, and I never needed that surgery. So it was right. I had a great physical therapist, and it was right up my nerd alley. So
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So that was your personal experience that kind of opened your mind to it.
And that was my aha moment. Like, this is what I want to do.
I want to serve. I want to give this to people.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's how physical therapy came to be. So for me, at least.
I love that, and you can just tell when you're talking about it. Like,
She's
you just
excited
have such a
about it.
passion for it too. Yeah.
It saved my life, like physical therapy and dry needling. And I wish I would have known you before when I was having my sciatic issue, but like it saved me.
Yeah.
I was debilitated, and I never thought, I think I was 37, and there was it had gotten so bad, I would sit there after working or just even doing laundry, and never did I have to bend over, lean on the basket to pull the stuff out, or be cooking dinner, and I'm like, dude, where's the stool? My back is hurting, it was burning, somebody was stabbing me, and it was just sitting there. And then I did physical therapy, and really what saved me was the dry needling. And that prompted my healing. It got into my muscle, and it was electrifying.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that people don't understand. So for people who don't know, dry needling is a Western approach to acupuncture. So you use the same acupuncture needles, but it's more of a Western thinking behind it. We don't go through the meridians and all of that.
Okay.
We're focused on the anatomy of the person, so it's really great, and it really speeds up the process of healing. I've seen so many amazing results once I incorporated dry needling into my practice of physical therapy. It really it speeds up recovery time so much, and people, if you use it for the right reasons, people love it. I've had some people that I've encountered, and I say, oh, I do dry needling. Like, oh no, stay away from me with those needles. I don't want that. And those are people I really want to talk to, because I want to know
what happened.
Yeah, what happened? What was your experience?
And I think some people are just ultimately just afraid of the thought of a needle.
Yeah. But they're so tiny.
Right. They're little, the smallest thing. It's a little tap. That's all it takes is a little tap, and it does so much good. So I have had those people that I talk to, and then I find out that most of those people were doing dry needling for something that dry needling can't actually heal. So if you're going and I tore my Achilles and I'm trying not to get it fixed, but now I'm just going to do dry needling. That's not going to work.
It's not going to work. So now you're going through all this pain with no results. Of course you're not going to like dry needling. You just went through torture for nothing. But some people, I don't force anybody to do dry needling, because, it's not for everybody. But I tell, we go through and we're, I'm treating them and doing other mechanisms and things. But soon they're like, can we try just a little bit of dry needling? I said, it would speed this process up. And before you know it, they are loving it.
I couldn't have even got to the physical therapy part
Yeah.
without doing that. Because I remember laying back on the table and just something simple. And I've always been physical.
Yeah.
I could do yoga. I'm super but put your hands behind your back and push your pelvis forward and move your butt off of the bed. I could not do it. No, it was that bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't even push myself up. So I mean, physical therapy would not have been helpful without that for me.
Exactly.
Well, and I didn't even realize that dry needling was a part of physical therapy until it was a few years ago. My mom had really bad back pain. So a doctor had recommended, they'd done all kinds of shots and then recommended physical therapy, recommended, she went for acupuncture and she was driving home. Oh, you'll love this story. She was driving home from the acupuncture session, and my dad was still alive then, and she told him that she felt something in her back, and for him to look, the guy had left a needle in her back, and she was like, there's a damn needle. I was like going, but she was open to the dry needling, because I was like, you sure you want to go do that after that? And so, because she said that her physical therapist talked to her and that they could do that there, and not at acupuncture. So I was like, I didn't even know that was physical therapy, but it was the thing that helped her out so much for a few years. I mean, it did its job, what it needed to do.
When it could.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and she was like, it was so relieving to help her.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, there's a different skill level when it comes to acupuncturist and physical therapist.
Okay.
So for me, if I'm going to go get needles put in my body, myself personally, I want to go to a physical therapist.
Okay.
There's some really great acupuncturists out there, and I don't want to disrespect any acupuncturists, but the physical therapists have had gross anatomy. They've gone through, they've seen every muscle. There's just less opportunity for you to hit something that it's going to be, detrimental, because you have a extended knowledge.
You know what's underneath.
What's underneath the levels of the body. You've done this. You've been tested on this time and time again. And it's not with acupuncturists. They've gone through and they know about the meridians and all the Chinese medicines and things. But if we're talking about how do I prevent pneumothorax, and that's when, and it is a risk of dry needling and acupuncture. That if a needle goes too far in the wrong place, it can pretty much pop a lung. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you are going with somebody who has an extensive knowledge of the body, who can just...
Who is a doctor.
Yes, who's a doctor, physical therapy, has gone through all of this and make sure that nothing like that happens. And so if you look up, and I don't know the numbers now, but I know the physical therapy rates of pneumothorax are 10, 100 times less than acupuncturists doing that. So, always, that's one of the things. However many needles you put in, you count and make sure you take out.
I mean, she had rode home, they were in the car, she's like, I felt something.
And so something's sticking a little bit.
And unfortunately, I have heard that happen to people a lot, because sometimes, they just put in so many needles, and so, dry needling is great.
Yeah, that's what she had a very positive experience with the dry needling by physical therapist.
I'm glad to hear that.
So, and another thing that we kind of participated in, I was lucky enough to participate in, was your fall prevention seminar class, fair.
Tell us more. I didn't get to go to that,
so it was.
I know she missed it. It's always fun with Allison.
So every year we have a fall prevention day. So it's talking about fall awareness, and we have it at the Intergenerational Wellness Center.
Yeah.
And so Prime Choice Physical Therapy, we sponsored it this past year, but it's with the Triad area of aging. Winston Salem State, their physical therapy students and occupational therapy students come and do free fall risk screening and different educations on adaptive devices, and we get different speakers each year to come and just tell the senior community about how to prevent falls. This year we had an audiologist come in. We had some, I did my stability, vitality, wellness class in there. We had, who else?
A lot of different
vendors, yoga, chair yoga. We just had a lot of different education mixed with exercise. We had some prize giveaways. And it's really about educating the community and things that they can do to prevent falls.
Yeah, and so they can stay at home longer and have their independence.
Yeah, and then we also open it up to vendors so they have all these resources. So this year we had about, 40.
It was packed full of different, and they could all go, and I liked how it was spread out. It was all in different rooms, so it wasn't overwhelming, and it was flowing freely, and it gave them time to actually look and talk to people and grab the information, rather be like whatever they were given, flyers, pamphlets, whatever. Yeah. But it was the flow of it worked really, really well for everybody.
I was on the planning committee for that, so that
really did a very good job. I walked in, and from the front door to where, because I was lucky enough to be a vendor there, like it was just organized. I had my paper, I had my table, I went set up, and it just flowed. And a lot of people, like they stopped by, like it gave them opportunity to be like, oh, I have time. Yeah. You don't feel rushed when you have spacing.
And that's what we wanted to do, and give people these different opportunities to find help where they need it. And I'm just glad that you could be a part of it. And so many people came out, and we had over 200 participants.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was a really big deal. People coming in and out, and so we had with the vendors and the participants and the volunteers. It was a really good time. So this is only our second year doing it. So
it'll be a yearly event.
Yearly event. So next it's always that Wednesday. It's September 24th, September 25th.
Okay,
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just happened this year, the 24th, but next year.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So you were talking about you did your stability, vitality, wellness program. So tell us a little bit about that. I wanted to hear all about that.
Absolutely. So my passion for fall prevention pretty much started in grad school and PT school. That was what my research was about, predicting the first fall.
Oh, okay.
So with that, going to the communities, getting, doing the research, setting it up, trying to predict like what test or what is most indicative of a person falling first. So either way, all that boring stuff, but just realizing how detrimental falls are, just doing the research, getting the introduction, just doing all of this, talking about falls. And during my research, I fell 3 times.
What?
Yes, because I realized I was so focused on falls and falling, and that was my life. I'm going talking to these people here, talking to this group here, and I'm just like, I can't tell you how many times I said the word fall. Falls, falling this, falling that, da-da-da. So I know. So when I made my fall prevention program, I know that preventing falls is important, but I didn't want to call it fall prevention.
Yeah.
Because then we're just saying the word fall a bunch of times. And if that's
where you're going.
Yep. So I want to be about stability, vitality, wellness. Because, and at the time, I don't know, I was 24, 25, but like hard falls, like cartoonish falls. Paper, driving everything. Paper falling over me nice and slow. I'm laying on the floor like this. Yeah. So.
The dramatics.
The dramatics. I did exactly like a cartoon. I did that. I fell out of the shower. I fell down the steps. 3 dramatic falls, all while doing this research. And then once the research is over and I did everything, it was pretty much just data and numbers at the time. I stopped falling.
Isn't that funny?
Exactly. So that's why with this program, I didn't want to be like, hey, this is our fall prevention program. This is our falls. Don't fall, like fall. Like, we're just gonna talk about the balance and the strengthening and the stability and the vitality, the good parts that we're trying to invite into our lives. We're not trying to invite falls, so we're,
I love that. Yeah, we're not gonna bring that in.
We're not gonna talk about that. We all know what we're here to do, but we're not going to talk about it continuously.
I like that.
So what is is it something that participants, like patients, can come in and just do, or is this just something that you present, like kind of break it down?
So it's an 8-week program.
Okay.
And it's 2 times a week. And so we go through and we just, and it's, right now it's a small class. And I like to keep it that way. We might make it a little bigger later on, but right now it's about 4 or 5 people at a time. And we're just going through, we're working on our flexibility. We're working on our endurance. We're working on strength and balance.
Yeah.
And then I encourage everybody to do something else another time a week.
Okay.
Because I'm like, trying to build those habits. What are you doing? Are you walking? Have you found a place to walk? Where can you go walk? you know, working on those different type of things. And then, you know, we add some education in there. You know, I keep them extra, you know, I try not to be too boring, but, you know, a little 10 minutes afterwards, like, after everybody's cooling down and getting their clothes, you know, getting, you know, bundling back up or getting ready to go, or I'm telling them, you know, it's a different topic, whether we're talking about, you know, footwear, whether we're talking about...
Which footwear, I mean,
it's important. Yeah, and so we're just figuring out different little things to talk about each time, and then, you know, then you have to do it, you know, working on some more different collaborations, but it's something that I'm excited about, and it's good because it gives people time to come together to talk about it, be on the same goals, and then just have fun and
talk about things that work for them.
Exactly. They can share their own ideas. We talk about keeping the house safe and, oh, what is something that you do? And people can share like, oh, this is what I do in the mornings. I get up and I just say, let me do my stretches as soon as I wake up. And then somebody says, you know what, I should do that. So it's a good time for just community and just, you know, people make friends too. You know, it's nice. Yeah. That's one of the main problems too, is socialization as we get older. We just kind of get secluded and and so it's good to make sure you get out and have that community, but also make sure that you find like other things that you like to do in the community. So even once my 8-week course is over, you know, of course, another one will be starting up soon. You can participate in that one if you want to. But
maybe they met like a walking buddy or something.
Yeah, they met a walking buddy or a friend, and they can go out and hang out. And like, oh, do you live in where I live? And then, oh, we can go up to that park on Fridays. It's about connecting people and letting them, you know, just be happy and just, you know, it's good to have conversations with people. And
I love that. That it's more of the community based too, and getting people together.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's so cool.
So you are self-pay.
Yes.
You give people a lot of different flexibility that maybe another physical therapist may not be able to provide to them. Explain to me like a referral. They don't have to have referrals. They can just come to you and say, this is my ailment, help me.